crunch time. This month is almost over and I have got piles and piles of projects. So let's go over everything that I really want to get done by the end of the year. I know I'm not going to get it all done, but I want to go over it with you. I want to show you the things that I'm working on, the things that I have in my head that I'm thinking about, and you guys can leave me some ideas below on some of these projects. And you might be able to leave me some pattern ideas, because there's one project in particular that I don't have the perfect pattern for yet. I'm going to show you some of my ideas, and you may have a better pattern out there for me, and I would love suggestions. So let's turn the camera down and look at my fabric piles, some of the patterns that I'm thinking about putting with them, and you can leave me some suggestions. Maybe you have a better pattern out there for me that I could get for my beautiful fabrics. And I think I'm going to get this one cut out today. This is a Robert Kaufman fabric. I got this at Michael's. One of our Michael's had a whole bunch of the Robert Kaufman fabrics, and they had most of this Impressionist line. And you can see the beautiful Monet flowers. So we picked up 2 1/4 yards. I've pre-shrunk it, and we're just going to make a little prairie skirt out of it. I am thinking I underestimated my yardage, so we'll see how it goes. I have made a map, however. Let me find my little map. I'll show you how I've mapped it out. So this is going to become a prairie skirt. You can see the yardage here. Now, this I can cut out today. I also have this beautiful lace, and this lace is double-edged. So on each edge, this is the selvage edge, has the pretty scallop. And I'm going to use this for the hem. Now, I am considering also having this be the hip line, so there will be like a scallop along the hip. I'll put in a little picture for you of my thinking. I've got to go over the person that's going to be wearing this to see if they like that idea or not. They're slim, so they could easily have this design and it would look fine. I had a couple different fabric options for the lining for this, and I'm pretty sure, let's see. This is the one that they chose. So that is the lining with the lace over it. Now, after I started working with this, I don't know how much I bought, but I'm going to go back and buy the same amount again. This is so soft, and it just looks prettier, fuller, and I want this nice and full. Now, the underskirt's going to be pretty slim with a lot of full lace over the top, so I'm going to go back and buy double this so I can have the same amount front and back. So can't cut this today. But I'm going to put in a picture so you can see my 2 idea options for the lace for this. I just think this is so stunning, and it's going to be so simple. All of these skirts are going to be elastic waisted. And then the last skirt we're making, all of these are for the same person, is this Panay Velvet. This again is from Hobby Lobby. So this was from Michael's. This is from Hobby Lobby, and this one is from Hobby Lobby. And I think I just bought a yard of this. I don't remember. But after I started playing with it, it's nice and heavy, but it's not wide enough. I'm going to go back and buy another yard. We just want a little bit fuller, a little more A-line. It'll be a little narrower at the waist, a little fuller at the hip, elastic waisted. It's nice and soft. It's machine washable. It lays nice. It feels good against the skin. And we're going to hang it, before I cut it, we're going to hang it up and let her pick which direction she wants, if she wants the darker or the lighter showing. Because as with velvet, you can see, depending on the nap, you get a very different look. So this is going to be a very simple little A-line skirt. So these are my 3 skirts that are going to be cut out this week. Tomorrow I'm going to go buy more fabric of both of these. So that's the simple part. This is the one that I made the map for. Okay, so now let me tell you about something that I just have in my head that's not going away, that I just want. I want this like 2-piece sort of jacket dress set, or it could even be a jacket tunic and pant set, though I think I would wear it more as a jacket and dress. And it's sort of like an A-line trapeze style jacket, very simple, with a collar that folds back and it goes all the way down. So I want it in like a ponte knit with a very decorative collar that folds back. and then with a matching dress underneath, sort of simple, plain for the main part of the jacket and the dress, with the decorative collar, probably for the collar of the jacket, and then use it again somewhere in the dress, maybe as the band of the belt or around the neckline, or I don't know, band of the sleeve, something like that. So that's in my head. I just have been thinking about it. It's been going over and over in my head. I need to put some, I'll put some pictures up if I can get them sketched out real quick on my iPad. This is what I've been thinking about, and I've been looking a little bit for ponte knit's easy to get, like a nice heavyweight, easy wear knit. That's easy. The beautiful decorative knit to go to be its companion is a little harder to find. I'm really wanting like knee length is what I'm thinking for the jacket. Now the dress could be a little longer, but knee length is about perfect for me. Okay, I found this. This is sort of the shape of the neckline that I'm thinking, but I want more interesting sleeve and I want a little more swing A-line in that jacket. But this is the very simple shape of the neckline, but I want to do a fold over all the way down like collar along that neckline. Something I probably will either find a vintage pattern for, or I might take something like this and alter it into the shapes that I want, add a collar to. Anyway, those are the things that I'm thinking about for that project. And then I have to find the perfect colors, the perfect fabrics, all of those things. Now, if I do this, I'm gonna have to go find a perfect pair of boots for it. That's the other thing. The whole outfit's gonna have to come together. Now, this is not something I'm gonna try and get done before the end of the year. This will probably be a next year project. Now, I have bought and I have not used a beautiful plaid fabric, plaid knit that I have not used. And I have like 5 yards of it. And so that's another piece that I bought it to go with the wool, the plum wool. I've never made anything out of it. So that's another piece of fabric that I have hanging out that I need to use up. And it could be used in this, but plaid is not what I have in my head for this project. I need something to do with that beautiful 5 yards of plaid knit. And it's sort of heathery, and I need to find an easy, well, I pulled this out because I thought, this might be the thing to make out of that plaid knit. However, do I want a long, all that plaid on my body? And I might. I love this project. It would be very easy to throw together. This would also be so cute to throw over a pair of jeans. So tell me what you think. Let me go see if I can find that fabric real quick, if I can lay my hands on that fabric and show it to you. What do you think? Pretty bold in this. So there's the line drawing. Would I hate it? Would it be unflattering to have those bold lines across my body? That's one of the things. What do you think? It's lighter weight than you might think. This looks like it's really meant for a little bit heavier. Like this is almost dress weight. It's pretty drapey. I really like it. I almost want to do like a kilt style pleated something with it because it's so drapey. So I don't know. This is the other thing with this one, is this really almost needs something that looks as good on the wrong side as the right side because of the way it flips back. And this is fine. It's just sort of gray, but it does really look sort of like the wrong side. I'd almost want to line it. And now that's asking for a lot more work. I have bought a few times a double-sided knit, and I kind of think I would rather buy a double-sided knit. As I talking through this with you guys, this is very helpful. It helps to sit and talk with creative people. And it does the same. When I talk with you guys, you leave amazing comments. It's really helpful. So leave me some comments, leave me some ideas. I'm thinking now, double-sided knit, what would you say if you were doing this where it folds back? Would you be happy with this side showing? See, you can see the knit through. I don't think I'd be happy with that. Would you be happy with that? I like the knit okay, but you would line it, wouldn't you? We're back to lining something, and I don't know that I want to do that. Leave me suggestion. I have got, I believe, 5 yards of this. You can see how drapey it is. It's very stretchy, and it's very soft. Very, 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 very soft and drapey. So if you had this gorgeous knit in a plaid, leave me some pattern suggestions, because this is one I want to sew up. It could be something like this, but I don't want anything this complicated. I don't want anything that I have to do tons of matching with. I want something kind of easy. It could be just a skirt. A dress would be, I have lots of it. So leave me some suggestions for that one. The same for this one. I could use some suggestions for both of those. My skirts are going to be pretty much no pattern skirts, other than the Prairie skirt, which is really not a pattern either. I'm just going to be cutting out my strips and putting it together. So not even a tutorial on those. They're going to be so easy, but I am going to show them to you as I get them done. So next week when I see you, my goal is to show you the things that I have completed since I saw you last. We'll see how much I get accomplished in that time. I'm hoping to have my skirts completely done and maybe a shirt. We'll see. We'll see how much I get done sitting up here. I did get my hats from last week. I did get my hats done and shipped. I shipped 2 enormous boxes off. So I'm happy to have that done. I felt bad they got shipped late. I had advent calendars in there, so when they get there, they're going to have a couple days of advent open because they got shipped late. But that's how life is. So please send me pattern suggestions. I also am going to do some hats. I did find one vintage reproduction hat pattern. It's this one. And it's really cute when you're looking at the drawings. However, when you look at the line drawings and you look at what the pattern pieces are, there's not much to it at all. The little pillbox, however, is really cute. Now, the company I used when I made my beautiful cloche hat, they have stunning patterns. And I have another one downloaded from them, so I'm definitely going to do one of those. And I have made a little practice beret hat. It's too small. I've made one, but you can see it's too small for my head. But I made one practice one, and it's okay. It wants to pop off. So I'm going to make a couple more. I'm working on some berets. I would wear a beret. I love a beret. So I'm working on some berets. So we definitely are going to be doing some hats coming up. Isn't that cute? I made the cutest outfit, and this is some scraps from that. It's perfect for a little beret though. And it would be cute for some other hats too. So those are some other things that I'm going to be working on. Hats are such a fun thing to make scraps out of. Like this could be made into hats. This could be made into hats. I have some of that velvet left over. We make gorgeous hats. So I pulled that out. Look at this thing. Perfect for Christmas. Doesn't that look like a little elf? Very 60s. That is so late 50s, early 60s. Very cute. These are sort of cloche looking down here. But they're really just gathered. It's not tailored at all. It's very gathered, but cute. I may make one up just to see how it looks on. I think it's going to need a little extra stiffener in there so it's not just floppy. So I love the little netting on it. Don't wear them enough. I also have a bunch of just shirts that I need to sew up. This one's covered in cat hair. The cat has been laying up here. I have this one. I think I'm just going to make this up in the laundry day. I have enough of this to do some like raglan type tops where I have like a yard of one, a yard and a half of the other. So I have a couple of these that I pulled out of my stash. And then these came from Hobby Lobby. Again, I have enough where I could combine the two to make a couple t-shirts. So these, probably raglan or laundry day combination. I'm wearing, I think this is the Savannah. It's very much like the laundry day, but a little more fitted. I think I will be doing the laundry day. I just prefer the fit a little bit more. It's just a little bit closer to the fit that I put. It's a little wider in the shoulder and a little wider in the arm. So, and you can see I've not even done this neckline, which is really cute. And there's a 3/4 sleeve. So I'm thinking I'm going to sew up quite a few of these sort of this length with the 3/4 sleeve, though I might try this neckline too. Anyway, so I got a bunch of shirts I really could use, so I need to get that made up, and I think this is going to be most of them. And I could easily do like alternating sleeve color with the shirt, or color block it. I could do quite a few things with that. Easy to do. I've also got this pattern out. Let me show you these three. So I have this one I've sewn before. I have not sewn this one, and I have sewn this one before. And I'm thinking about these for this blue velvet. I bought this originally to make that in, and I did not have enough. And I thought I had 5 yards, and I have 3. So I have enough to get a dress, and I'm kind of thinking this. I know no matter what, this is never, I'm too full busted for this neckline, so I always either have to put in like a little surplus in here or sew it up or something. But I'm kind of thinking this. I know that I could wear that. This is okay too. Let me turn it over so you can see the line drawing. I don't like this. I'm not as crazy about this. I kind of like a more defined waist. I like this okay. I think this little sleeve is really cute. This is another option. Now this is called for woven, but I have made it in a knit. It has the opening in the back, but it's a super wide neckline, and it just pulls over the head. Even in the woven, it pulled over the head. So these are the 3 that I'm kind of considering for this velvet. What do you think? This is the one where I would take a suggestion on. I could also just make it 3/4 sleeve in the laundry day, make the dress version in it very easily too. It's poly. I mean, it machine washes and dries. It hangs beautifully. I have 3 yards, so I definitely can get a lot. As I'm just talking to you, I'm starting to eliminate this one. I just don't think I'm going to like this one as well. So I think I am personally eliminating that. I had in my head something like this, and when I was digging through patterns, this one kind of appealed to me. I'm looking to see how much, yeah, and it takes less than 3 yards. What about this one? Less than 3 yards, so I definitely could get it out of either of these. But anyway, I'm considering both of those for this beautiful velvet as a nice holiday dress. Easy to wear dress. So you tell me what you think. How would you do it? Which would you pick for this? Okay, that's what I'm working on this week. Not a lot to show you, a lot more to talk to you about. Next week, I hope to do some show and tell of what I've completed. Definitely got to get these skirts done. I was going to start layering and cutting out quite a few of these just in the laundry day, but I can't tell that I've washed any of them. They don't smell like they've been washed. They smell like laundry detergent, and they've not been serged on the edge. I don't always serge my knits because it doesn't matter that much. But I used to not wash my knits because they roll up like a snake and it's a problem. However, I've had a couple times now when there's cotton in the knit, they have shrunk enough that the garment didn't fit if I didn't pre-shrink it. So all of these are getting ready to go down and get washed. I'm going to take these 2 and wash them separately because there's black in here. These 2 are going to get washed separately. Put these in with some light colored towels. But these are going to go get washed, and then I'm going to cut out the rest. Away those selvages. I can easily get in one width the first band. So here's my first band. It's going to be about 9 inches finished. It's going to have the waist, the turn down for the waist. I'm going to do about 1/2 inch seam allowances in it. So this is going to be my first band here with just very little gathering. Then the second band is going to be 2 widths, 2 45s gathered onto that. So that'll be my next layer. And then my third layer will be 3 widths longer. So this will be like a 12-inch length, and this one will be a 15-inch length. Altogether, it makes about 36 inches. It's about ballet length on them, which is sort of their preferred length, and that gives me a little prairie skirt, sort of like this. We were talking about different ways to do it, so sort of like this. So those are my options, and with a very narrow hem, I may do a lace turn up, like a lace lined hem or something too, just to see how much. I don't have a lot. They do want pockets, and because I didn't buy that much fabric, I may be doing the pockets out of like a piece of batiste or broadcloth or something. So there will be I think there's going to be pockets in all of these pieces of fabric. And these that have the knit, I definitely will be doing the pockets in a woven, because it just hangs better and is more secure. And because we have a waistband to secure it to, it makes it. And then when you have knit, it does tend to pull, and sometimes you get holes in it. So I like to usually do a woven pocket, even if I have a knit garment. Not always, but often I do. So this is for this. Now, rule number 1, and this faint line here is for the waistband turnover. And then I have this line, this is my cutting line. So this is for panel 1. Here's panel 2, panel 2. So I don't know how well you can see, but I've got red lines. And now I have all of this left for my final, or the bottom tier. So I'm going to divide this up to make my final tier. I need a 15-inch finished length, so I think I can get 3 of these to make my final tier. Okay, I now have my 3 bottom panels. I'm going to just cut the pocket out of that, and I have, because of the length, I definitely am going to do hem tape or something to get for a little extra length in the hem. It's got really wide selvages, so it's going to make it a little narrower along the top hip, which is fine because they're so slim. But for somebody else, you would definitely need a lot more fabric than I'm wishing I would have gone with a whole nother yard. Especially because I want to do a pocket, and I'm not going to be able to self-pocket. So I'm going to have to make sure I do the pocket set back a little bit so that we don't have any white peeking through. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Welp, started out sort of okay and completely stopped. The top tier, got our pockets on. They will be caught into the little waistband up there, and our second tier with the side serged together in the back. Getting ready to do the second one. And then the third tier, I'm going to have 3 rows, and it'll have a seam in the center back. So I did get my ruffler out that I bought, and I practiced. I watched a bunch of tutorials and set it up. It was quite a thing getting it on my Bernina, because it's not a Bernina one. Like, I had to get an adapter and all the things. I got it on, I set up the thing, I did the adjustment. It started out fine, just completely stopped ruffling, started ruffling again. It got wild and then jammed up. So I decided, I actually did measurements. I was going to test it to see how it ruffled and figure out my thing. Decided I was going to do this the old-fashioned gathering way. I'm very pleased with how it's looking. And I will come back to figuring out the ruffler another day. So I'm going to get this finished up today, though, and have at least one skirt completed. I'll see you next week for another fun